Well, guys, Aidan Chiles made it official. He is going to become a Michigan State Spartan. And barring some kind of setback, is going to be their starting quarterback in 2024. What does this mean for new head coach Jonathan Smith and the Michigan State Spartans moving forward? Jumping and talking about Aidan Chiles, Jonathan Smith, and the Michigan State Spartans. Guys, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. We are trying to get to 3,000 subs by the start of the 2024 year. We are almost there, and thanks to you guys, we are almost there. We appreciate all of the support that you guys have given us. We don't have the backing of the CBS, the ESPNs, the NBCs. We are a small business trying to make our way in the college football world, the best sport in all of the world. Aidan Chiles is a kid that I absolutely loved when I first started watching him play at Downey in California, Downey High School in California. Now, he was at Los Alamitos to start his high school career behind one Malachi Nelson, who is now with the USC Trojans still currently. After moving to Downey his junior year, he unfortunately broke his wrist just halfway through the season, which I think set him back a little bit. But he came back in his senior season and I thought had a incredible year, including leading them to a division championship there. He completed 73% of his passes, completed 72% in just the 6 games in his varsity year. I'm sorry, in his junior year on the varsity team, but passed for 3,350 yards with 38 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions, and had 940 rushing yards, 400 games over 100 yards rushing, and 9 touchdowns in that senior season. He is what you exemplify as a true dual threat quarterback. He doesn't always look like he has the speed, but he is massive and his legs eat up a ton of space when he finally gets going. Currently listed at 6'4", 195. He can do it all. He was not ranked as highly early on by the services. By the time he ended up at Oregon State, with Jonathan Smith was one of the only people who recruited him very hard. On3 finished with him as QB 13, 24/7 Sports QB 7, Rivals at QB 3, and ESPN at QB 13. We had him at QB 10, so we were kind of right in that range. I had him up as my QB 5. I was just a massive fan of this kid because, in my opinion, he can do it all. I was able to write his profile up for our freshman guide, and I just went on praising the fact that he is a dual threat quarterback. He can make plays with his legs. He's instinctive too when he gets into the open field. He knows how to make the defenders miss. He has great awareness. He knows when to tuck the ball and run, but he's not always looking to do that. He is looking to pass first, which I like about him. He knows how to pass off platform. He can throw from multiple arm angles, and he has touch and accuracy on his deep balls. He can hit all 3 levels. He doesn't have the strongest arm when we talk about forcing throws into tight windows with velocity, but he can challenge all 3 levels of the field. And why I love him following Jonathan Smith, because they know each other. They know the offense, and he is going to, I think, thrive with Jonathan Smith, who has done it with guys like Tristan Gebbia and Bengal Branson, and even last year with DJU, where he finished with a .45 offensive pass success rate and a 1.8 pass explosiveness, which is very good for an Oregon State offense. Like, if we're being honest, doesn't have a lot of names in the wide receiver core outside of Damian Martinez, their running back, and then DJ. Those are really the only big names on that offense. Yet he was able to make that offense look really good. And I think he's going to be able to do the same thing with Michigan State here, as they are struggling a little bit in the wide receiver room. But Jonathan Smith, just a great head coach overall. He knows how to recruit. He knows how to bring people in to run the offense and run the defense. I think that Michigan State and Jonathan Smith are set up for massive success right now, and it is going to be fun to watch. See what happens. He brought over Brian, I believe it's Lindgren, who was the offensive coordinator for him at Oregon State. So nothing's changing for Aidan Chiles. The big thing is going to be them adjusting to these Big Ten defenses, but I think they'll be able to do that. It may be a rough first year for Aidan Chiles and the Spartans, but again, with the way that Jonathan Smith recruits, I think they're going to be able to get him some playmakers. We've already seen some of those guys like Nick Marsh out there tweeting how excited they are to have Aidan Chiles show up there. They get themselves a couple wide receivers. I'm promising you this Michigan State team will be dangerous, because Jonathan Smith is that good of a head coach. Former quarterback himself. He's going to be able to coach up Aidan Chiles. I think Aidan Chiles alone is going to be a pretty decent fantasy asset because of what he can do with his legs. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I personally think it's good for college football when teams like Michigan State are good. Guys, you're a Spartans fan. You got a good one, man. I cannot wait. As a Buckeyes fan, I cannot wait to see Aidan Chiles in those green uniforms rocking it out every Saturday. And I think they're going to win a lot of games with Jonathan Smith and Aidan Chiles together. If you like this content, like I said, hit that like, subscribe button. Let us know what you think in the comments. Is Aidan Chiles going to succeed at Michigan State? Are you excited about him and Jonathan Smith coming together again now in the Big Ten?